dispute, the only way that you are legally and permanently going to remove it without paying it is to, and this is just the way that I do it, okay, but is to factually dispute it. You hear me tell you this all the time. I have 1,200 videos breaking down this entire process, going back 9 years. I even have a full and complete course. It is the step-by-step do-it-yourself credit sweep course. It is an ultimate toolkit. The link is down in the description. It's in the description of all of my recent videos, but this is simple. This is really, 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 really simple, okay? Charge-off is a write-off, and a write-off is an accounting term, okay? An accounting term that says that you had some sort of service or credit or, money with them, whatever, you borrowed from them something, you didn't pay it, and now this debt is no longer an asset to them. And so they're writing it off so that they do not have to pay taxes on an income they did not earn. Right? All it is an accounting term. So we're not going to remove these things from your credit report by fighting accounting terms, okay? What you can do is point out that there's 3 different dates last paid. There's a violation for failure to report the notice of dispute within the required 30-day time period pursuant to section 623 that you disputed with them, and they didn't change the date last reported, but they stated that it was verified. And if they had, they would have changed that date last reported. So therefore, it means that they didn't do any sort of investigation. You can then look at the date last active. You can also look at the first date of delinquency. You can look at the payment history, where it says like on time, charge, all that stuff. And you can go after that first day of delinquency or the, different late payments and use them against each other and go way back and start disputing those late payments, but not for updating, but for removing. That is how you are going to remove a charge off permanently. It's going to come off and it's not going to come back when you do it the right way, okay? This is the way that I've removed over 50,000 negative items from my client credit reports, okay? It is not by trying to fight the credit bureaus and tell them that there shouldn't be a balance on it, because it just wouldn't report with a balance if it were like that, okay? We're not fighting accounting terms. We are fighting violations and inaccuracies, all right? The only thing that is going to remove something factually from a credit report is when you fight the facts. They are inarguably, irrefutably evidence. They are proof, right? It's the same as an attorney going to court and they have their evidence, and it doesn't matter if their client is innocent or they are guilty. They are going to take that evidence and they're going to spin it into some sort of story that's going to prove that their client is innocent, okay? That is exactly what I do. That is exactly what you should be doing, and that's exactly what is going to get your negative items removed from the credit report, okay? And the longer you dispute, the harder it is to remove these things from your credit report, and we are looking for permanent results. We're not looking to throw a Band-Aid over something that requires surgery. No, you need to go in and do surgery, and you need to do it the right way, because you're just going to keep on going back and going back and going back and going back and going back. And eventually, the credit bureaus are going to tell you, my friend, we are just not going to deal with you anymore. I think you should just, I don't know, maybe just wait 7 years or so, you know what I mean? And yes, they can ban you from disputing when you're disputing the wrong way. So it is my recommendation right now that today is the day that you say enough is enough. I'm not going to listen or believe in these sales tactics and these sales gimmicks, and I am going to do this the right way. And the right way is finding the actual factual reason that the account needs to be removed, okay? I'm not yelling at you. I am being emphatic. I am being adamant, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. I prove it all the time that what I do works. Okay, I'm not talking about anybody else's process. I'm talking about what I do for my clients, what I show you in my videos. Going back 9 years, there's over 1,200 of them. Okay, if it didn't work, I wouldn't spend all this time trying to give you the answer and give you the sauce, give you the ingredients and give you the recipe. Okay, so otherwise, it would just be a waste of my time, right? If you go back last week, you're going to see a video where for one couple in 60 days, I removed 700 accounts between the two of them. So does this work? Yes. People can say whatever they want about me, right? You either love me or you hate me, but you got to respect me because I prove that what I do works. All right. I'm just not for everybody, just the same as you're not for everybody. We're talking about your credit. The one thing that determines where you live, where you work, how much money you make, whether you live in mom and dad's basement, whether you're driving a hoopty, whether you actually have to stick your foot through the floorboard like a Flintstone mobile and slow down your car, whether you're driving down the hill and you have to downshift because you can't afford to get new brakes and you almost hit somebody. That actually happened to me. You can schedule a call with me at my740.com to see if I can personally do the credit sweep for you, or you can check out my brand new Ultimate Toolkit, which literally gives you the know-how, the letters, the apps to actually process the disputes and track them, and a bunch of bonuses and all that kind of stuff. Or you can just give me a thumbs down and go to someone else's video. Those are your choices. But the worst thing that you could do is do nothing. And even worse than that, actually, is doing the same thing that you're currently doing that's not getting you results, right? So can you legally and permanently remove negative items from your credit report? Yes, you can. Can you legally and permanently remove an unpaid charge-off? Yes, I remove them all the time. But to say that something should not have a balance just because it's a charge-off is completely and totally incorrect. And all you're going to be doing is wasting a dispute that you could have otherwise used a violation on, or some sort of inaccuracy that's at the top of the pyramid that could have removed that account. All right.